Hello everyone, my name is SeaTactics for the win and the wise known as Ben, and I'm recording this a little sick, but it's fine! Because we are doing the top 5 anime of 2017. Now sadly, I couldn't get my guest of, well, usually I planned on getting him as a guest every year, but he turned me down. He said, SeaTactics, you've changed, man. You've changed. And of course, we're talking about Chris, aka Steven, aka the owner of the Inverted Name podcast. But we're going to do it all without him. So, I'm going to be doing this top 5 anime of 2017. It's going to go from 5 to 1. So at the very end, you're going to get 1. At the very beginning, you're going to get 5. And I'll have 5 honorable mentions. And we're going to start off right now with honorable mention number 1, The Ancient Magus's Bride, coming to us from Funimation now. This anime will probably be featured in the 2018 list, as it hasn't finished airing even half of its episodes at the time of this recording. But I first want to talk about its great art. It's really immersive, really clean, really well designed. I actually really do enjoy the art of this series. It makes it seem whimsy and magical. I'm not going to say like a Disney film. It's not really in Disney film territory. It's not like Shuriyuki Hime or what is that? What was that one? Snow White with the long red hair or something like that. Snow White with the red hair, maybe. It's not like that where it's got that Disney feel to it, or it's not like Hayao Miyazaki kind of whimsy magical. It's more like, I describe it honestly, it feels like Harry Potter, kind of, but more remote, more in the middle of really nowhere. And you have, because of this, you have a lot of things where it plays into like character designs and it feels more magical. A lot of the character designs are actually really good. I actually think this has some of the best art of the whole year, to be honest, in just terms of quality and how much detail it has. Maybe at face value, it may not seem that way, because I feel like a lot of these magical whimsy anime can really, I don't know, seem kind of generic at times, or maybe not seem as important in the art direction, but it's definitely very good. Pay a little bit of attention to it. You will notice how great the art is, and especially the animation. The animation's very good. Characterizations are great as well. The characters, they have a little bit of that kind of Princess Mononoke, Hayao Miyazaki whimsy feel to them as well. That's where I would say they're comparable to. They're very dramatic characters in a sense, but at the same time they're also at heart these characters that feel human. And that's really important in a series like this, because you have to have characters you can connect to. And Chisei, throughout the whole series, at least so far, is kind of our ground. She's kind of, in a way, the embodiment of a viewer. She's been taken into this world. She doesn't really know what's going on. And because of that, she conveys and expresses feelings that the viewer may have at times. Confusion, excitement, depression, maybe, because the character is depressed throughout the majority of the very first kind of 3 or 4 episodes. And because of that, it is kind of slow at times, I will say that, but it does pick up pace. Probably, I want to say, around episode 5 or 6. That's when it starts to really picks up pace. And after that, it kind of really does, in a way, seem a little bit more Princess Mononoke inspired, at least at the part where I'm currently at now. I'm just on episode 8. It seems very Princess Mononoke, very Hayao Miyazaki kind of inspired now. So I'm eager to see more of The Ancient Magus's Bride. I think it definitely gets an honorable mention here. And before we go into the next one, check out the score as well for this. The score is very good, very high quality. And the first anime to make it on the top 5 this year in 2017 is honestly one of my favorite animes of the year, of course, because it's in my top 5, but very great anime, Princess Principal, that's coming from Anime Strike from Amazon. So basically this anime follows 5 high school girls in kind of a steampunk-inspired alternate history 19th century London. That's a mouthful. They basically are tasked in a way with bringing down this wall that divides London in half, kind of. It's kind of like a Berlin Wall situation. I think in season 1 we didn't really get a lot of it. And speaking of that, it's an incredibly underrated series this season, in my opinion. One, it's an anime original. There's not enough anime original. And especially anime original that are as good as Princess Principal is. And because of this, I think it needs a season 2. And I'm getting a little bit hopeful reading a lot about this, because apparently it did pretty decently for Amazon's anime strike, and it sold incredibly well in Japan. So hopefully, maybe if they need a little bit more reason to give it a season 2, maybe they'll release it in America with maybe an English dub? And maybe air it on Toonami and see how that goes, because I think with that we could definitely get a sequel. So the score by this one is by Yuki Kajiura, Yuki Kajiura, I believe. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm not really good with Japanese. But of course I'm American. She's known for doing the score for Sword Art Online. I know that's where a lot of people really see her work, because her score in that was amazing. I think her score in this, at the very least, is as good as SAO's score, maybe even better at certain moments. And her score and style really does blend in pretty well with the great steampunk-inspired art design. I really do think there needs to be more anime with the steampunk design. It's not really used that much, I think. I haven't been recommended a lot of anime down in the comment section below, which you can do right now, that are steampunk inspired. So if you got any more of those, I would definitely take the recommendation and I'll watch this. And by the way, Princess Principal was recommended to me initially by Raya Sanka. So a lot of the anime from summer, fall, August, around that time, I don't know, the one before fall was really recommended to me by Raya Sanka. He gave me like a list basically of stuff that I could watch. But yeah, great score that fits in with a steampunk art style. It's also got great characterizations. I love all the characters. They're characterized really well. By episode 3 or 4, you kind of really get where each character is coming from, and okay, that's not the truth, but for the most part, for most of them you do. Episode 2 and 3 are kind of slow, but I think that's just the way, because they kind of air out of order, and it's a 12 episode series that the episodes air out of order, except for the last 4 or 3 of the episodes. Also, the last thing I want to talk about is the great opening song. The fantastic opening song. I really loved, Gotta Get Over the Wall, I believe it's called. I listen to the full song sometimes. I have it on my computer. It's very, very good. I enjoy it. And you can also check this out on my channel as well. I reviewed Princess Principal. I got a full review up there. So please go over there and check it out. Honorable mention 2, coming by the way of Funimation now again, we have Gamers. It's not the best anime, technically speaking. It also kind of trails off near the end in those last episodes. Well, the last episode, really. Everything before the last episode is pretty well paced. It's pretty solid. It's a hilarious show throughout all of it, except for the last episode. It's honestly, it's one of those anime, English dub or sub, you can't go wrong. It's a good, easy watch. The dub is one of those where it's so bad it's good, not in terms of voice acting. The voice acting for it, I think the English dub is pretty good. It's what you can expect. It's above average Funimation. I know that season that Gamers came out, Funimation had a lot of really fine dubs coming out all the time, it seemed. But, it's just a good, fun time. It's an easy watch. It's not the most complicated of stories. It's basically a huge misunderstanding that gets turned into a huge joke, and misunderstandings are just piled on top of each other. It's one of those kind of animes. It's also based off a light novel. It's about, basically just a gaming club, and people getting together and being friends and, having fun. And, honestly, this is the most anime of the anime this year, if that makes sense. It's the most anime, because it's just a ridiculous story, kind of funny, very funny actually. It's laugh out loud hilarious, I think. And it's kind of got a really bad ending. So what's more anime than that? I mean, what more can you ask for? I mean, you probably couldn't ask for it to be based off a manga to be the most quintessential anime ever. But it's based off a light novel. Same thing, except for it's just words. Also, you can find my Gamers review on my channel as well. I did a review of that one too. Check it out. It's very good. Number 4 anime time, Recovery of an MMO Junkie, also coming to us from Funimation now. This will be a trend of things to come, because Funimation has a lot of rights to a lot of anime, it seems. So this anime follows Morioka Morikawa, I believe is her name. Correct me if I'm wrong. Could be. She's a neat 30-year-old woman who just quit her corporate job to basically play MMOs. She's kind of in a situation where she's searching for herself and trying to figure out how to move forward with her life. And throughout the story, she will find a lot of things about herself, but in the end, will she find what she's looking for? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who? It's incredibly cute, and it's got a really relatable story for anyone who's played an online MMO or just an online game in general. It's a tale that really isn't, I wouldn't say, well, okay. It's a tale that of not only love, but it's really, honestly, it's about Mori kind of finding herself. Everything else is kind of just there to have Mori, I don't know, kind of help find herself, because love is a very easy kind of plot device to use, and it's a little bit of a love triangle, kind of, yeah, but this one is unique, a very unique show. Like I said, it's based off of the idea of people playing online MMOs. That's the main centerpiece of this, is that Mori plays online MMOs, and all of her friends are in the group with her, and she's playing as a dude, but no one knows that it's Mori, and no one, Mori doesn't know she's in a whole group of her real-life friends. Well, not real-life friends, people she meets, like, she goes to a store, and the cashier there is playing the same MMO with her, and no one really figures it out until they kind of, a series of well-placed events basically happens. If you've ever played like RuneScape or World of Warcraft, and you've ever, I don't know, had a very strong friendship with someone, or even had a serious relationship with someone, male or female, this is one of those that will immediately catch your eye. It's honestly, it's one of the best anime this year, you know, and it's not even done yet at the time of this recording. And honestly, you should check this out if you've ever even played a game. Its characterizations are great. It's got great opening and closing songs, and it's got a bunch of funny commentary on video games too, like loot boxes and stuff like that, which I really like. But yeah, it's a must-watch for MMO fans and video game fans in general. Honorable mention number 3, coming from us by, I can't speak English right now. Funimation Now has got this one. You can check it out in Funimation Now. Funimation has it, owned by Sony now. Youjo Senki. I bet you guys didn't even think this came out in 2017. It did, apparently. It did. I checked it out. I went to the websites and they told me it came out in 2017, so by God, it's going on this list, okay? It feels like I watched it in 2016. Hell, I may have watched this in 2016. I may be some time traveler who has readily copies available of Youjo Senki. I don't know, but it's an honorable mention, okay? It's a great show. It's a great show. It's got great action. It's fun. It's got a crazy psychotic main character who it's fun, okay? It's fun. It's got, what more do I need to tell you? it's a little girl who's crazy and psychotic, and she flies around with magical guns and shoots people and blows them up. It's basically like Izetta the Last Witch, but actually freaking good, man. Okay? You want an anime like Izetta the Last Witch, but it's not really freaking bad and filled with fan service? You go check out Yojo Senki right now. It's much grittier than Izetta 2, and it's kind of slow at times. So, be prepared for that. But it's still just 12 episodes. Needs a season 2, I think. Definitely needs a season. Finally, we're getting to the top 3. And I have to say, this one is going to surprise many people. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Number 3 coming to us from Funimation now, over the people from the Funimation land. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Clap, everybody. This would have been number 2 if it wasn't for the next anime on the list. But it's a cute anime that has become really a part of today's internet culture. It's become a meme. And I think it's become a meme in a good way, not how JoJo became a meme. I don't like JoJo. Check out my review of JoJo. It's already out. You should go check it out. It's really good. Also, I did a review of Yojo Senki and Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Let's go check them twos out. Surprisingly nuanced characters in this series, especially for Kobayashi and Toru. Little moments with the art that really aren't in other series. And by the way, this is a Kyoto Animation anime, so they're putting in a lot of detail, especially in facial expressions. And you would never think that this has really good anime facial expressions, but it hits you right in the feels, man. Like when Kobayashi, does the facial thing where she's sad. The facial thing where, oh god. The face thing where she's sad. And then Toru is like, no, don't be sad. It's so well done. And it's one of those surprising series where you wouldn't think it'd have as much depth as it does, or even as much attention or care as it does. But surprisingly, I think it's one of the more nuanced series of this year, besides the other 2 we have. If it wasn't for these last 2 anime on the list, on the top list, not the honorable mentions, it would be probably number 1, in my opinion. For a while, this anime was number 1, because it's got everything that you'd want in an anime in many ways. It's got a great story, it's got cute anime girls who are also dragons, it's got a great main character in Kobayashi who's kind of the human ground for everything. That's kind of like, yo, you guys can't be acting like dragons, and the dragons act super crazy, and that, because of that, it just creates for a perfect storm of awesomeness, if that makes sense. Talking about its art, though, it's got great popping colors. One thing Kyoto Animation is known for, I think, is their art directions and how well they take those art directions. This one, they nailed it, especially with the colors and the backgrounds and how vibrant they are. And, I mean, just in general, the character designs. Kobayashi, great character design. Toru, great character design. Hashtag thick Kana-chan, great character design. I mean, everyone knows who Kana is, because Kana is a meme. Maybe Luko or Quetzalcoatl or whatever her name is. Not a good design, but, not a good design. I mean, it's just 13 episodes. This is definitely one of those anime that when it gets announced, it's to have a season 2, everyone's going to go crazy for it. Great anime. It's awesome. The English dub is fantastic. The subtitles are fantastic as well. Check them both out. Watch it 2 times in a row. You won't hate it. And by the way, I have a review, like I said, for the anime of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, but also one of my more popular videos on my channel is my review of the manga source for this anime, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It's called the same thing. So, you want to go check that review out as well. I highly suggest you do so, because they're all good. All of my reviews are fantastic. But yeah, check out Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It's my number 3. Honorable mention number 4! Kino's Journey, the animation. I believe. It's like the new animation or something. It's some longer title. The new Kino's Journey that came out this year, of course, because this is a 2017 list. We ain't doing a 2003 list. Coming to us from Funimation now. I'm not sure if they had the original rights to the original Kino's Journey, but yeah. While this anime is a wildly hit and miss one, I still think this one is worth checking out. At the very least. At least some of the best episodes. Go on the internet, look at a list of the best episodes from Kino's Journey, and watch those. Because when this show is good, man, this show is awesome. It's got a solid art direction. It's very clean. I like the designs of Kino and his Motorad. I can't remember his name. Gosh darn it. Also like the other side characters, which is basically just an interchangeable version of Kino. Weird characters in this series. They're kind of androgynous. Kino is a she, but you wouldn't know by the way she looks or talks. That's done on purpose. There's talking like animals. There's talking vehicles. It's very quirky. It's very weird. Kino basically travels to different countries each episode. And in these countries, there's always something interesting about them. I think it's in a weird way. It's just about culture and different cultures and being a foreigner and going into these different cultures and taking it all in. For example, there's one episode that's basically sends out deadly radio waves that tells people to kill or whatever. It's like, because they used to be a country of slaves, but then they go to the radio station because the citizens can't get near it or they'll go insane, and it's been destroyed. So they've just been doing it because they wanted to, and everyone gets away with it. And there's a lot of like controversial things, like all the characters kind of stay out of the way. Actually, a lot of the characters kind of do some really bad stuff. A lot of the main characters that we're supposed to root for just do some really terrible things, which I think is I think it's fine. It becomes a problem when the next episode he does something good. And he's like, oh, I've always been good. It's like, no, you haven't, Kino. No, you haven't. Remember that country you damned to hell and told everyone to kill each other and whoever is the winner becomes king? Yeah. So that's a thing. Decent characters, good characterizations, got a very solid score. It's very, very solid score. It's 12 episodes. It's worth, like I said, at least checking out the best ones that people come up with. And another thing to note is all these stories were voted on. So each of these episodes were voted on by fans, of which they wanted to see. So blame it on the fans if you don't like one of these episodes. Number 2, anime time. We only got 2 anime left on the list after that. An honorable mention and the number 1 anime of 2016. Stick around for that. Number 2 anime on this list may not be a surprise to many. It may. This what's coming to us from Anime Strike, and you may already know what I'm about to talk about. Made in Abyss by Kinema Citrus. I have a review of this up right now. It's another very popular video on my channel, so go check it out. I mean, what can you say about Made in Abyss? It's amazing art design, amazing characterizations, amazing pacing, incredible world building, amazing score. It's just 12 episodes of awesome sauce. And this was going to actually be number 3, and Kobayashi was going to be number 2. But at the time of writing this, the news came out, it's getting a season 2. So I can't wait for season 2. Like I said, I got to review this up. But basically, Made in Abyss is one of those anime you should go out of your way to watch. There are some uncomfortable bits in it with the... I feel like I don't even want to talk about it. I've talked about it so much, but a little bit of child nudity and weird sexualization of children, and boners, child boners, it's so strange and weird. There's a man at one point that looks down the main character's pants and is like, whoa, look at your penis. Other than that, that's probably the worst part of the series. Other than that, it's smooth sailing. It's... The one thing I would compare it to is Hayao Miyazaki kind of art style. It's got a great art design and art direction. It's clean. It looks whimsy. It looks mysterious. There's a bunch of creatures in this abyss that look horrifying and look beautiful and cute and fluffy and I guess fua. I mean, you got Nanachi who's fluffy herself. Great show. This show, go out of your way to watch. I don't want to say too much about it. I want to be very vague on everything I say. Besides the child thing, because I think that should be mentioned, and the gore porn thing that people kind of get mad about. Where they're like, oh, they're just torturing Moe characters. Which, there is some truth to that, but that's another discussion for another day. Honorable mention number 5, baby! It's Attack on Titan Season 2 coming to us from Funimation now. Also, that was a really cringy intro. I tried to do the Adam Cole thing, but it didn't work. A lot of you don't know who Adam Cole is. Anyways, Attack on Titan Season 2. The Attack on Titan. We've waited 4 years for a second season. I think because of that, it kind of waned on me a lot. It made me realize I may not like Attack on Titan as much as I used to, because the manga's not good. I haven't done a review of the manga. I surely will, and I will probably give it a score not a lot of you agree with. But manga ain't good. Anime is way better than the manga, though, so you should probably check it out. I don't really think it was worth the wait for 4 years, to be honest. It's not that special. It's only 12 episodes. It's way too short, but, it's a pretty okay season, I guess. It's got fantastic art that Attack on Titan is known for. It's got fantastic scoring that Attack on Titan for. It's got solid characterizations that Attack on Titan is not known for, because the characters in Attack on Titan are kind of... They do a lot of the samey stuff. Oh my god, we're gonna die. That kind of thing. And oh my god, Eren. That's the one thing I hate about Attack on Titan. But it's still solid characterizations. And it's not known for that. And it improves in Season 2. It does, I promise you. We get a lot of backstory. We get a lot of forward story. We get a lot of now story. A lot of great stuff going on in Attack on Titan Season 2. Much better than Season 1, in my opinion. Much better. Much better. If you hated Season 1 like a lot of people did, check out Season 2. It's short, so you may like that. It's way better. It's way better paced. It's like kind of like Mad Max in a lot of ways, where it's like one long car chase. I'll describe it that way. It's pretty cool. And the moment you've been waiting for, the #1 anime of 2017, coming to us from Anime Strike. #1. Number uno. Uno, dos, tres. It's #1, man. It's Inuyashiki. Come on. Hands down best anime of 2017. No contest. If you say otherwise, you're wrong. No, I'm kidding. A lot of people have different top 5 lists, which I encourage you to put down your favorite top 5 anime of 2017 in the comments below. Anyways, moving on back to Inuyashiki. Each episode was unique. It had something unique about it. It was paced incredibly well for an 11-episode series. This is 11 episodes. Actually, it may be 10. I don't know. It could change. The build-up and tear-down of its characters in this series are just incredible. For example, with Hiro, you hate Hiro at first, and then you sympathize with him. And then he does something terrible again, and you hate him, and something bad happens, objectively bad happens to him, and then you're like, oh man, well... And by the end, Hiro is this character that just... He did a lot of bad things, right? But he also had a lot of bad things happen to him. He's not a character that you just hate because you hate. And that's what I honestly love about Inuyashiki. The name is from the titular character. He is the good guy. He is the good guy. He is what you expect. He does good things with his powers. Hiro does objectively terrible things with his powers and objectively good things. Some would say even better than Inuyashiki could do. Because Hiro knows his body better. He's younger than Inuyashiki. Inuyashiki is a 58-year-old man. Hiro is a 17-year-old kid. Or a 16-year-old kid. Maybe an 18-year-old kid. He's in high school. He at the beginning of the series, he's different from what he is in the end of the series. In the beginning of the series, he's this kid who doesn't... Honestly, he's kind of playing with his power. He just kills people on a whim, and he doesn't really... I think it doesn't really click with him that he's killing people in many ways. I think he just thinks that he has this power and he can get away with it. Because He can like shoot like air bullets, like 4-dimensional air bullets out of his finger and kill people. And because of that, it may not connect with him that he's actually doing it, since he's not, I don't know, seeing the bullet fly and hit the person, and he does not. There's a lot of things. You can really break down Hiro's character to find out truly who he is. But I do love the build-up and teardown of Hiro. I think Hiro is definitely, in my opinion, the best villain of 2017, and at the same time, the best hero, no pun intended. He's a character you can get behind, and he's a character that you can hate with all of your energy. You can hate this man. But he does so many great things that it's fantastic. Inuyashiki, #1 anime of 2017. Check it out. Another thing I like about it, though, is the through line of this is that in darkness, there is always hope for that light to shine. And that's what I love about this guy's work. This is from the same guy who did Gantz and I Am a Hero. His work is beautiful because Inuyashiki is an anime that is objectively a dark one. But these moments, you get these moments of brilliance where a miracle happens, where Inuyashiki saves this cat's life, and he realizes that at the time he's thinking, well, I'm not human anymore, I'm a robot, and he heals this cat, he brings this cat back to life, and the cat gets up and is fine, and he cries openly in the middle of the street because he realizes that he has this incredible power to save lives and do the right thing and bring meaning to his life again. That he isn't just a robot on the inside and the outside, but he himself, the soul inside of him, is still human, and he's found a new purpose at 58 years old, because this guy was going to die of cancer. He said the doctor told him that he had 3 months left to live, and so now he's using this power to fix the wrongs in his life. He's trying to give back to the world in a way that before he wasn't really giving back to. Now, we don't know a lot about Inuyashiki's past life, what he was like when he was younger. We know that he's a caring man throughout his life, but we get the feeling that his desires in life were left unfulfilled. We kind of get that maybe as a kid he wanted to do something that was almost world-altering in many ways, you know. Maybe not be famous, but do something that helps many people. And that's what I like about Inuyashiki as a character, and that's what I like about Hiro, and that's what I like about the show in general. The characters have great build-up. The characters are characterized perfectly. The pacing, the secondary characters, what they mean to the story, what they mean to the main characters, how everything connects. It's 11 episodes of brilliance. It's 11 episodes that prove that, if done right, anime can create stories and craft stories that in ways can transcend the medium. And I think Inuyashiki could easily transcend the medium if it really wanted to. It is a great anime. It is a great story. It is a great television series. It has great characters. It has a great opening song. I don't really care much for the closing song, but it's fine. Inuyashiki, you should go right now out of your way to watch this series. If you don't have Amazon Strike, get Amazon Strike. You can watch Inuyashiki and Made in Abyss on Anime Strike. Check this anime out. Do whatever you can to get your hands on this anime and view it. This should be required viewing by every person that likes anime. This should be required viewing for you all who are watching this video right now. Inuyashiki is incredible. I can't say more than enough about it. It is my #1 anime, top 5 anime of 2017. What are your top 5 anime? Please put those down in the comments below. I'll be back next year with a top 5 anime of 2018 and a top 5 worst anime of 2018. And the next video, which is coming out very soon, is the top 5 worst anime of 2017. And we got some great anime on that list. We got some... nothing's really great about them, right? And it's the worst. We got them in there. And can't wait for you guys to see that. It's going to be great. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to check out all these anime in this video. I highly recommend them all. They're must watch from this year for sure. I'll see you guys later. My name is SeaTactics for the win, otherwise known as Ben. Signing out.